Former state senator Jason Esteves officially has a successor. Jaha Howard narrowly won a runoff election against Roger Bruce to determine who represents State Senate District 35. Howard won by 236 votes. That district is made up of voters in Cobb and Fulton counties. A deeper dive into the election results reveals support for either candidate was divided among both counties. The majority of voters in Cobb supported Howard, and across the county line, Bruce was the man who voters in Fulton County mainly wanted to win.
New at 11.